Brother Ron, and welcome to We All Be News Radio and TV, the news-free Dixie for the 21st century.
Good morning, y'all. I would like to welcome you all. Is this the second annual?
Oh, that's better. It's third
annual. Jimmie Lunceford annual tribute. For those of you who don't know, there's a lot of history tied back into Manassas. And one thing we want you all to do is to get a full understanding of the rich musical history that's also attached to Manassas High School. So, we're not going to bore you this morning. If you would, cell phones off, conversations off. Make sure you give Brother Ron your attention and show him how we do it over here at Manassas, okay? And as he brings on the different performers, make sure you applaud them correctly and show them how we do it around here, okay? All right, so at this time, I'm gonna turn it over to Brother Ron.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Cooper. How y'all doing out there? How y'all feeling?
All right, how about you?
I'm good, I'm good. I'm here, I'm glad to be here with you all. Let me see. Y'all gonna learn that it's very important you document your history. You gotta learn how to tell your story from your perspective. Cause y'all got something, everybody got a story in here, right? Everybody came from somebody, everybody got parents, right? Yeah, so this is a fascinating story. Let me see. Excuse me, sir. Can you see I'm on this, make sure I'm on this thing right here? Y'all say, what's going on with this guy? It's Monday morning, he acting kind of strange. You can see me right here?
Yep.
Right, but this the thing. Y'all are some of the most valuable resources in the whole world. You know that? Y'all know y'all have worth? How many people know they worth in here? How many people, so like on a few of y'all know y'all worth, right? How many people know they worth something? How many people know they worth more than money? Worth more than gold? Worth more than anything on the stock exchange, excuse me. Worth more than anything you see at these award shows, right? Because you all got potential. How many people got imagination? How many people dream? Are you encouraged on your dreams to make them real? Do anybody feel encouraged to make their dreams real? You do?
Yes, sir.
I can't hear you.
Yes,
All right. So I'm gonna tell you a little story. This is why we're here. I think it's very important. I think it's important that you all have an environment where you all are encouraged to be the best version of yourselves, that you are encouraged to take chances, to believe in yourself, and that you know that there is no limit to what you can do. You're only limited by your imagination for what you want for yourselves. How many people know that? A lot of people don't know that, huh? But you know that this neighborhood produced some of the greatest musicians of all time. How many of y'all familiar that your neighborhood, that your school have this reputation that is amazing? There's people that came from your neighborhoods 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years ago that helped change the world and how we are viewed here in Memphis, right? We're talking about a man, Jimmie Lunceford. How many people ever heard of Jimmie Lunceford? Okay, a little bit, all right, you're gonna hear more of him in a little bit, right? Jimmie Lunceford was this black guy. He was a teacher here at Manassas High School back in the 1920s. He was an interesting brother. He was what they call tall, dark, and handsome. He was a tall guy, very athletic, very good-looking guy, highly intelligent, college-educated guy. He was from Mississippi originally. but he grew up in Denver, Colorado. But he came back down south to get his education at Fisk University. Was a music genius, a music prodigy. And also went to Columbia for his teacher's certificate. But he majored in social work in college. He believed that you could change black kids' lives through music education. He believed that you could give black children hope, discipline, if they learn to embrace music. He also believed that music was a way to instill community pride. He believed in that. Matter of fact, when he was hired at Manassas back in 1926, he was hired to do about 8 different type of jobs. They even hired him to be the football coach, anything but a music teacher. But he wanted to teach the love of music to children and also use it as a way to unify the community. So he got the consent of the principal to start a music band. So by him doing that, he became, by some estimates, to be the first high school band director in the school system here in Memphis for black children. What is unique about Mr. Lunceford is that he took it upon himself to get the community involved, to raise money for instruments, for music lessons. He is arguably the first person credited to teach jazz studies anywhere in the world in a school setting. It would be to like the equivalent of teaching hip hop or rap right now in school for your band or whatever. That's what he was doing. So he was very innovative. It was a popular dance band, not only at school, but around the city. By 1930, he left Memphis with his best high school students and buddies from Fisk University. 4 years later, he was the band at the Cotton Club. This is one of the top clubs in all the country. Legendary Cotton Club. He went behind Duke Ellington and Cab Calloway. He was also, I heard the Apollo Theater, Showtime at the Apollo Amateur Night, right? He was the #1 attraction. His band, the Jimmie Lunceford Orchestra, was the #1 attraction at the Apollo Theater for a whole decade. That's 10 years. This is back in the 30s and 40s, right? He was the most popular band for black people in America. They loved to dance. Like if you listen to Lunceford stuff, they got a 2-beat sound to it. How many of y'all like Memphis rap? How many of y'all like Memphis soul music? He's part of that tradition. You listen to this stuff that make you want to dance. That's why he was so popular among people in the country. What I love also about him is that he was an aviation pioneer. He owned and flew his own airplanes. You understand? He taught himself how to fly airplanes in 1939, 1940. Brought his first airplane for about $20,000 back then, which would be the equivalent to almost $500,000 a day. So this during the Great Depression. Look up the Great Depression. A lot of folks didn't have money back then, but this black dude from North Memphis was able to buy airplanes and fly them. He would fly them to gigs. Not just take buses, he would fly his planes to gigs sometimes. Also, he had a beautiful wife who taught English at Booker T. Washington High School, Crystal Tully. She flew planes too. So this was a guy back in the 30s and 40s where they were not teaching black folks how to fly planes. How many of y'all saw that movie, Red Tails, by Tuskegee Airmen? How many of y'all familiar with Tuskegee Airmen? See, there's a lot of stuff y'all gotta look up. Look up the Tuskegee Airmen or Bessie Coleman, who was the first black woman to get an international pilot's license back in the 1920s. She could not get it here in America. She had to go to Paris, to France, to get her license. So that shows you how amazing of an achievement it was for this dude from North Memphis to get his pilot's license and get his own airplane. And what I used to love about Mr. Lunceford is that he used to come back to Manassas High School and give free concerts for the children here, and also give free musician clinics for the children here. If you look at that name on the band room, Mr. Emerson Abel Jr., he went to Manassas. He graduated from Manassas back in the 1940s, but he could recall, he was a friend of mine, he's deceased now, died 4 years ago. He could recall Mr. Lunceford coming here, doing free concerts for the children, giving free musician clinics. He had a tenor saxophonist, a saxophone player in the band named Joe Thomas that he was very fascinated with. So he ended up becoming a tenor saxophonist, ended up becoming a music educator, taught at Manassas and a couple other places for a number of years. How many of y'all know Isaac Hayes? Yeah, you know he went to Manassas, right? Yeah, Isaac Hayes, one of the greatest, musical minds of all time, right? He was in Mr. Abel's high school band. Yeah, Mr. Abel kicked him out the band. Yeah, but he ended up working for Isaac Hayes at Stax. You see how that works, full circle. How many of y'all familiar with the Southern Heritage Classic? All right, don't you know Mr. Emerson Abel helped invent and co-founded the Southern Heritage Classic in his living room? He was also a very talented visual artist. He designed the logo, but he helped found that Southern Heritage Classic. This is a Manassas High graduate who was influenced by Mr. Lunceford. So this is who you are. These are the type of people that come from this area, from this school. Y'all have a great tradition that y'all should be proud of, that y'all should never be ashamed to say y'all are Manassas High, that y'all uptown, North Memphis, New Chicago. A lot of great people come out of here. There's a sister named Vera Little. I don't know if y'all familiar with her. Vera, V-E-R-A Little. She was a graduate of Manassas. She was the first black American performer, Dr. John Bass, to perform for the Pope at the Vatican. This is back in the late 50s. She was an opera star in Germany. She's buried over in Germany, died in 2012. Her brother was a famous trumpet player who came from Manassas named Booker Little. You had a lot of great musicians back in the 50s that came out of Manassas. They went on to do some great things. You can read about them and people like Miles Davis. I am familiar with Miles Davis. So, for the hip, y'all got smartphones, right? If you're really interested about knowing something, all you gotta do is access your smartphone and type in something. Y'all got advantages that a lot of people didn't have. Imagine if Jimmie Lunceford had what y'all had, if he had a smartphone, if he had social media. I imagine how big he could have been. But we're gonna show evidence of Mr. Lunceford, how great he was. I got a clip from 1936. If you look at that clip, the drummer is a guy who was in his high school band, Jimmy Crawford. The bass player was a guy that was in his high school band, Mose Allen. These were some of the best at their profession. They got a lot of great things going. But he'll come back and do that. He'll sell out church auditorium, but always came back to Manassas to do those free concerts and musician clinics. He did it around the country. He did music education for young people to keep them out of trouble, to help them succeed in life. That's what he was doing. Okay? Unfortunately, he died, of course. We all got to die. He died July 12, 1947. But before he died, he was looking for a place to start a retirement home community for black musicians. So he was thinking about the village. He didn't just always look out for himself. He looked out for people younger than him. He looked out for people older than him. So you should never forget people around you, but you know what he did too? He took care of himself first. Pursue your dreams first. Take care of yourself first so you can take care of other people later. Take care of yourself. Listen y'all, self-care is important. No, I'm serious. I have lost friends to suicide recently. Bad health, all types of stuff because they forget about taking care of themselves. You cannot be there for anybody else, you can't be there for yourself. So take care of yourself. Be selfish so you can be selfless later on. So you can take care of your mama. You want your mama to be working 60 plus years old, throwing boxes at FedEx? No. By that time, you should be taking care of her like she took care of you when you was younger. So that's what it's all about. So Jimmie, July 12, 1947, he was signing autographs up in Oregon. Now I want y'all to understand this, because y'all got to understand. We talk about racism, right? Oregon, as a state, became a state back in 1859. It was the only state in the whole country that said that black folks cannot live, work, or own property there. So imagine this black guy who flying his plane into a state like that, who's very proud, who dressed very well, good-looking, confident black dude. He goes to a restaurant, allegedly. He asks to be served hamburgers, him and his orchestra. And they refuse to serve him, allegedly, because they're black. So they say, no, you're going to serve us. So the manager and the waitress say, okay, we don't have hamburgers, but we got beef sandwiches, roast beef sandwiches. This is before the days of Arby's. Arby's was invented in 1964, so they didn't have the right meats, right? So what they said, they ate, before his gig, he was signing autographs at a music shop, he dropped dead. So some people believe it was food poisoning. Some of the band members got sick during the concert, but some people believe it was food poisoning.
What do you think they could eat?
That's a good question. It could have been like this tainted meat. It could have been left out too long. Now that's a good question, because people don't know about food preparation and E. coli and stuff like that. And it was a different time back in the 40s. They just discovered, I think, penicillin. That's another story. But he was 45 years young. He had 2 funerals. One up in New York, where all the top stars came out, like Sammy Davis Jr. and Pearl Bailey, Bill Bojangles. Then he had one in Memphis. Thousands of people, black and white, attended this funeral. And he's been buried in Elmwood Cemetery since 1947. So the goal is to remember this man, his legacy, that he was a person that never forgot about people. He always invested in people, but he also invested in himself. So y'all gotta remember that. Take care of yourself first. Make your dreams real. Everybody repeat, make your dreams real.
Make the dreams real.
Make your dreams real. Y'all need to mean it. Y'all make your dreams real. Make your dreams real. Make your dreams real. All right. Okay. So without further ado, I'm gonna show a clip. Y'all band should be here any moment now. We'll get with Dr. John Bass and the one and only. This is a alum of Manassas High School, Sister Earlise Taylor. Y'all give her a round of applause for Sister Earlise Taylor. One of the greatest voices I ever heard, and y'all in for a treat. And Dr. John Bass is the director of the Mike Curve Institute at Rose College. He believes in y'all too. He's a big fan of Manassas High School, and Jimmie Lunceford, give him a round of applause. And okay, we'll get to the clip. Now keep in mind what I said about the clip. Jimmie Lunceford, this is 1936 with his band. Okay, also we got a living legend here, Dr. Kobe Smith, civil rights legend, proud Manassas High graduate. All right, y'all ready to get on with the show? Yeah. All right, let the show begin. Very handsome guy, very confident guy. So I guess, hey, this is a perfect intro. Yeah, somebody could roll that projector screen thingy. We got y'all Manassas High band. Give them a round of applause for y'all band. Sister Dr. Leah Butler, give her a round of applause. Doing God's work here. But as they set up, I want to talk about, this is Sister Earlise Taylor, give her a round of applause. This is one of Manassas' own, Dr. John Bass. He's a fan of Manassas High School. Give him a round of applause. Y'all want to go? Want to go? I'm just play this show. Thank you, sir. You sure? Okay. All right. This is what it's all about. I'm gonna tell y'all a little secret. How many of y'all want to go to college? Y'all really want to go to college? Y'all think y'all gotta play basketball to go to college? Y'all play for Penny Hardaway? All right. I'm gonna give y'all another way y'all can get into college, right?
I better cut up.
I'm gonna give y'all another way to get in college. Wanna know how to get in college? You see them up there?
Yeah.
You join that band.
Get a scholarship.
Get a scholarship, get a full ride. That's how you go to college. Join that band. You go wherever you want to go. All right? So. All right, are y'all ready? Who got school spirit in here? Come on, I can't hear you. Who got school spirit? Also, we got another great alum, the Honorable Sidney Kirk. He's just sitting down. Y'all love Isaac Hayes? That's Isaac Hayes, piano man right there. The great Sidney Kirk. The great Sidney Kirk. Y'all in for a treat. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Y'all want to hear y'all band? This is what Jimmie Lunceford started back in the 1920s, all the way up to today. Y'all should be proud of y'all band like folks love the Yankees and the Lakers. How many of y'all like the Lakers and the Cowboys? All right. Well, you know what we love about them? We love that history, right? You know about Emmett Smith and Troy Aikman and Tony Dorsett. You know about Babe Ruth and Joe DiMaggio, Will Chamberlain, all that, Kobe Bryant. If you're a Laker fan, this is a living legacy band right here. Y'all give y'all band another round of applause. Like I said, if y'all want to get a scholarship, y'all need to join this band under Dr. Butler. Okay, y'all go ahead and do y'all thing.
One, two, 1, 2, 3, and.
Right. Yeah, come on, man. Excellent.
Y'all come do this in public. We at the house right now, but you know.
Give a round of applause for Manassas High, your own. Y'all band, give it up. Y'all give it up once again for Manassas High School, man. It's a start, y'all. Y'all gotta remember it's a start. One of the reasons why I do this program is really serious because a school like this deserves a great band, right? Y'all deserve to have a great band, right? Y'all also deserve to know y'all history, y'all rightful inheritance, what y'all inheriting. This is a great legacy y'all have. Y'all should know, your children should know, future children should know too. Like I showed you Mr. Lunceford, it was a lot of times he was very frustrated. You know, it wasn't easy to do what he ended up doing. Like I said, that's one of the best show bands of all time, Mr. Lunceford. That's a high bar to set, you understand? Before they made it big, they were struggling on the road. You know what I'm saying? They were sharing bologna and cheese crackers, you know, between them. There's a group of 9 men struggling for one vision of excellence. So it's gonna be a struggle, but you should want to fight the righteous struggle. You should want to embrace the right struggles. There's bad struggle, then there's good struggle. Like there's bad cholesterol and good cholesterol, right? So you gotta pick your struggles wisely, but always keep your eyes on the prize. Know that the ancestors got your back. Jimmie Lunceford ain't dead. Jimmie Lunceford is not dead. Tupac ain't dead, Jimmie Lunceford ain't dead, okay? You know what I'm saying? Nobody dies. You understand what I'm saying? The same energy he had back in here in North Memphis around the corner is the same energy y'all can access now to achieve your dream. Jimmie Lunceford set that bar for y'all. He believed in black folks so much that he could have lived anywhere. Could have did anything. He had money, but he wanted to live with his people. He wanted to be with his people. and won't be buried among his people. So with that said, remember that you are not by yourself, that you have the blessings of your ancestors, the ones you know and don't know. And there's a universal force out there that you got to access, but make your dreams real. The stuff you saw with Jimmie Lunceford, it started with a vision, with a dream in his head, with an idea. So remember that you are strong enough, you are the one for the job, you're good enough, you're one of the best. Believe that, make it real. So with that said, we're not gonna hold up. We got a special treat. This Sister A.L.L Taylor right here, Manassas own. Oh, whoa. Sister A.L.L Taylor. And Dr. John Bass. You don't lean on that too much. I'm gonna be watching you. that podium is not stable, but this is a stable sister. She gives back, continues to the community. They got a couple of treats. They're gonna, we got honorees here. We're honoring Sidney Kirk. He's our homecoming court king. Give it up for Mr. Sidney Kirk, proud Manassas alum, a Memphis soul legend, a Memphis treasure. And also another Memphis treasure, Sister A.L.L Taylor. They're gonna do a couple of tunes. Our honorees of our homecoming court includes Johnny Ace, we talk about him later, and Lil Harden Armstrong, the woman who discovered Satchmo, Louis Armstrong. So they're gonna do a couple of tunes. I got this one works. I don't know if this is y'all in for a treat. Y'all gonna wake up this morning. This gonna be our alarm clock right here. Y'all getting sleep out of tornado warning and stuff.
How? No. Is it on? Can you hear me out there?
Yeah, yes ma'am.
How could I possibly know? How could I have conceived that you'd hurt me so? I'll never have believed it. I was a fool, but you were cruel. Just for a thrill. You change the sunshine into rain, just for a thrill. You made my whole life with pain. To me you were pride and joy. Oh, but to you I was merely a toy, a plaything you could toss around at will, just for a thrill. You made my life one sad song, just for a thrill. You let me alone. Although you're free and having your fun, to me you're still the only one. For you make my heart stand still, just for a thrill. Although you're free and having your fun, to me heart stands still just for a thrill. You did it, you did it, you did it just for a thrill. Thank you. Y'all are so wonderful. I just love all of you. We're going to do an old song by Johnny Ace that went to school here, right here. He was from Memphis, Tennessee. Okay. You want me to do it now? Hello? You want me to do it now?
Yes, ma'am. You would book your
It's called Pledging My Love. You can find it on your phone. Okay? And I know some of y'all in love with each other, or you have friends somewhere else that you love. So you just think about them when you hear this love song, okay?
That's a great song.
All right. Forever, my darling, our love will be true, always and forever. I love just you. Just promise me, darling, your love in return. Make this fire in my soul, dear, forever burn. My heart said your command, dear, to keep love and to hold. Making you happy is my desire, dear. Keeping you is my goal. I'll forever love you the rest of my days. I'll never part from you and your loving ways. Think about your loved one now. You're going to tell these stories too. I like that corner right there. That's the amen corner. My heart said your command, dear, to keep love and to hold. Making you my happy is my desire, dear. Keeping you as my goal. I'll forever love you the rest of my days. Forever hold you in your loving ways. Oh yeah! Thank you.
Y'all give yourself a round. Yeah, it's excellent. Oh God. They got a piano back. Anything?
Cindy.
No, sir. We'll figure out something. Y'all give yourselves a round of applause. Give it up. What? You want to drink of water? You really thirsty? Okay. Well, okay. Now I can't get nobody no water now. Be like Flint, Michigan up here. I'm joking. Look, okay, give another round of applause for Sister Earlise Taylor. Dr. John Bass. So this is good stuff. These are two songs. The first song, Just for a Thrill, was written by Liv Harding Armstrong. Y'all familiar with her? She was the second wife of Louis Daniel Armstrong, known as Satchmo, the Satchmo second wife. Y'all know who Armstrong is, right? It's a wonderful world. Right? There you go. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna entertain y'all because the show will go on. I give yourself a round of applause. Oh man, y'all in for a treat. Y'all in for a treat. Let me drink some water. I'm gonna tell y'all something too. I'm gonna give y'all a tip. Give y'all a life hack tip. Say life hack. Tip. You know why a lot of people die? No. I'm gonna give you three reasons why a lot of people die. People gonna die anyway. It's y'all know who Dick Gregory was or is? Baba Dick Gregory? He was a friend of mine. Google him, look him up. I've known him for 6 years. He passed away about 2 years ago. He became a righteous ancestor because nobody really dies. You can't kill energy. He has a powerful energy, but he told me 3 reasons why people die. Not in any certain order. Remember this, write this down, whatever. Type it in your smartphones. Lack of sleep, lack of exercise, and lack of water. Right, what I'm saying is self-care is the best health care, right? I told y'all, take care of yourself first before you take care of other people, because you can't be around if you're not around, you understand? So lack of sleep, so like a lot of things that people say, oh, they died so-and-so, this and that, is because of those 3 factors a lot of times. Lack of sleep. Sleep is very important. Some of your favorite NBA stars are complaining about lack of sleep right now, because they play those back-to-back basketball games y'all love so much to see. They get on airplanes, don't get enough sleep. You need at least maybe 7 to 9 hours of sleep for a lot of people. I don't get a lot of sleep, but that's another story. But I'm doing this, right? So, and I'm documenting this, so I don't have to be here. I can have the documentation. I got the evidence, right? Y'all was here today, right? Y'all showed up, right? Most of life is about showing up and sometimes even showing out. But I'm gonna tell y'all another life hack. Don't be afraid to look like a fool when you're doing the right thing. Do not be afraid. Right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Do not be afraid to look like a fool doing the right thing. A lot of things that people do don't have a price tag to them. A lot of things would never get done if everybody always thought about a price tag to it. A lot of things won't never get done if you're afraid to be who you really are. You know, the greatest contribution y'all can make, y'all know what the greatest contribution you can make? Nah, I mean, we the volunteer state. I do a lot. I'm doing volunteer work. We doing volunteer work. Give it up for volunteer work, everybody. The greatest contribution you can make is to be yourself. Is to be yourself and to be honest with yourself. To be yourself, to be your best friend. That's the best contribution you can make. Be yourself. Be yourself. Yeah, that's the foundation. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Whatever. That's the amen corner, like Sister Early said. That's the amen corner. Yeah. So, also in life, I'm gonna tell you another life hack. There's no such thing as a mistake. Just unrealized opportunity and potential. You need to learn from yourselves, be kind to yourselves, be patient with yourselves before you be patient with anybody else. So with that said, we have the homecoming court. This is a whole week of celebrations throughout the city, but I want to start at Manassas, where I began so many generations ago with Mr. James Melvin Lunceford. And I want y'all to know that I know there are some potential Jimmie Luncfords in here, some potential Liv Harding Armstrongs, potential anybody, but you gotta believe in yourself. You gotta take that first step on faith. Just like that band, like I told y'all, you wanna get to college? There's a lot of ways to get to college. One way is to learn an instrument. Whether it be your voice, whether it be a brass, whether it be a drum, learn an instrument. There's so many ways to get where you need to go. And I also want y'all to understand, y'all got tools right now that was not available to Mr. Lunceford when he was coming up. Imagine they had social media back then. You see all this stuff they was doing back in 36? That's like for today, that was made for TV. There was no TV when Mr. Lunceford was doing all that, right? So realize the tools you have that not only are your phones and whatnot, but also yourself. You are your greatest asset. Say, everybody say, you are your greatest asset. Say it like you mean it.
You are your greatest asset.
All right, so let me get on with the show. So, Sister Elise Taylor and Dr. John Bass did a great rendition of Just for a Thrill. We're honoring Lil Hardin Armstrong. Y'all probably never heard of her till today, right? Am I correct? Right, let me tell you about this black woman from Memphis. Lil Hardin Armstrong was born February 3rd, 1898. Her folks were from Oxford, Mississippi, but she was born near Beale Street in Memphis. She was a talented piano player. She was college educated. She went to Fisk University. She moved up to Chicago with her mom and her stepfather. Started, playing for music stores, their sheet music and whatnot for the customers. Cause you didn't have an iPhone and all that stuff back then. Didn't have no Spotify. Didn't have no Tidal. So the streaming services was go to the music store and get a music sheet or get a piano roll. So every black family, I think, had a piano in their household back then that could afford one. It's kind of like having a TV. It was entertainment. So let me tell you about Lil. Let me take a sip of water right quick. God is good. Give yourselves a round. Say, God is good. Look at that. Resurrected a piano for the great Sidney Kirk. Y'all in for a treat today. Before lunchtime, y'all gonna get some good snack today. Who that is? You gonna hear who he is. All right, I can't tell. Hey, look, Mr. Sidney Kirk, in the words of Duke Ellington, he's beyond category. Okay. I needed this water. I don't need the water outside. I need this water in this bottle. Y'all in for a treat today.
That's very
go marching in, oh yeah. Oh, when the saints go marching in, oh yeah, baby. Oh, I wanna be way in the number. Oh, when the saints go marching in, oh yeah. I saw when them saints, oh yeah, baby. Go marching in, when them saints go marching in there. Oh, I wanna be the number daddy. When old big fella call our number, oh yeah. When them saints come marching in with red beans and rice. Oh yeah. All right, I made a fool of myself. Make a point. Lil Hardin Armstrong is the reason why we know about Louis Armstrong. Let me tell you the story. I finished, like I said, she moved to Chicago, right? She was a piano player for his mentor named King Oliver, one of the top brass cornet. This is not a trumpet, it's a cornet. It's over 100 years old. This is a 100-year-old cornet. You know, I got it because I'm an artist, I draw, I do artwork. This is Jimmie Lunceford, my interpretation of Jimmie Lunceford on my chest. A woman in art school about 20 years ago gave me this trumpet or cornet in exchange for a drawing. So I guess it was a good trade-off. But she was playing for King Oliver, his mentor in Chicago. When King Oliver called Louis Armstrong up from New Orleans, he was kind of like a country bumpkin. According to Lil Hardin Armstrong, He said, he was little. He was anything but little. That boy he was so country. He had bangs in his hair. He had too tight clothes on. And there's a song called Tramp with Carla Thomas, one of our other honorees, and Otis Redding. Listen to the song Tramp. That's how she was describing Louis Armstrong when she first met him. But the thing about Louis Armstrong was the fact that one day, Lil was talking to her boss, King Oliver, his mentor. And King Oliver told her, you know what, Lil? Lou would never be great. He is a great musician, but he don't believe in himself. He would never leave me. He would always be the second fiddle, or the second trumpet, or the second cornet, because he have no confidence in himself. And then you know how some of you women get like, let me upgrade him, let me level him up. I can see some potential in little Louis now. Let me see what I'm gonna do. So this is what she did. She forced him to fire himself from King Oliver's band. She got rid of his bangs, got rid of his tight clothes, married him, upgraded him, tailor-made suits, got rid of the bangs like I said, sent him to New York City to get more famous. He ended up playing for the greatest jazz band in all the land. This back in the early 20s. Jazz back then was like the rap today. Rap is the most popular music today. Jazz was the most popular music back in its time. So she sent him up to Roseland Ballroom to play for the great Fletcher Henderson Orchestra back in 1924. The Roseland Ballroom was recently closed down by Lady Gaga. She had the last concert a couple years ago at the Roseland Ballroom. That's how old that ballroom is and prestigious it was. But she called him back. Okay, Louis, it's time for the bigger leagues. So she called him back to Chicago and she said, I got a gig for you, Louis. We're gonna play the Dreamland Cafe. So they played the Dreamland Cafe. We came back at a big old banner said world's greatest cornet or trumpet player. And so why I'm saying all this woman saw potential in this man before he believed in himself. She saw the masterpiece in the rough. Not only did she do that for him, but she also helped organize some of the most important music recordings of all time. Look up the Hot 5 and Hot 7 recordings. This is the birthplace, the Rosetta Stone for modern American music. A black woman from Memphis helped create that. She helped organize the arrangements, copyright the music. She helped with vocals, she played piano. This woman was a force when women were not considered to be forces to be reckoned with in jazz. This is early jazz. This woman stood her ground with the men. So she made Louis famous. He ended up moving on, they moved on, all right? Because Louis Armstrong was married 4 times. There's nothing you gotta know. We don't teach history the right way. We don't tell the ugly truth sometimes. Louis Armstrong was married 4 times, right? His second wife was Lil, but his first wife was Daisy Parker. She was a prostitute. And that made Louis a what? All right, whatever, all right. Smoke weed every day. No, I'm just joking. He did smoke weed every day. That's another story. It's not for here. This is school. He smoked weed every day, but that's not a school. It's not a. Y'all talking about Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg's birthday was yesterday, but Louis was smoking weed before Snoop Dogg was even before his parents were born, even before his grandparents were born. Okay, let's get another story. But he never forgot about what Lil did for him. So when he died in July 6th of 1971, he allowed her to ride in the family car for the funeral. So on August 27, 1971, she was performing at a concert in Chicago. She performed the St. Louis Blues for Louis Armstrong on TV at the piano, and she died. There's several weeks after he died. So that's how close they was. But you talking about Beyonce and Jay-Z, this was the real black power music couple right there. Louis Armstrong and Lil Hardin Armstrong. So give a round of applause for the ancestors. Lil Hardin Armstrong. Yeah, y'all got questions? Okay.
I have a request.
Okay, what's the request?
Would you like to play a song for the school?
I already played the song. We want to hear C.D. Kirk. We want to hear C.D. Kirk play the song. How many of y'all want ready for C.D. Kirk? All right, we're going to have C.D. Kirk. Y'all in for a treat now. This man's a legend.
We want to hear you play.
I might do that later on, but I want to honor the right people today. We might do it. You going to sing along with me?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll see what we do. All right, this is Sidney Kirk. This is a Memphis soul treasure right here. This man, I'm gonna let him talk for himself.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I didn't get up here to talk actually. I'm waiting. What happened to the piano stool? Anyway, I'm gonna need a stool over there. I graduated from Manassas High School in 1961. That's a long time ago, y'all. I met Isaac Hayes when I was in the 9th grade in the old building. And we became very close friends. And we would go to the library and you know, read Ebony magazines and stuff like that, because we couldn't afford to buy them. But they talk about, you know, who's performing somewhere. They said stuff like somebody's performing at Carnegie Hall. And Isaac would always say, yeah, when we go to Carnegie Hall, we're going to do this. Even when we go to Carnegie, he never said if, he always said when. And do you know what? We actually did go to Carnegie Hall.
That's right.
I mean, that might not sound like much to you, but if you get into playing any kind of performing, you will know that it's important for you to have confidence in yourself. Very important to have confidence in yourself. You need to know, first of all, find out what you like to do. Find out how much money is in what you like to do.
Right.
If it's not a field that pays a lot of money, don't go jumping out there. And you don't need to work at McDonald's. You know, you ain't gonna never get rich doing that, you know. And I don't know about how it feels to be rich anyway, you know, but I sure would like to find out. Oh, okay, so much for that. I'm gonna play something for you. But I'd like to call, I'm gonna do a couple of my original compositions, and I'm gonna call my daughter up and see if she'll sing. How about a hand for Kristen Dion Kirk?
Hey, y'all. Y'all don't know how nerve-wracking it is to sing for high school kids. How y'all doing? Y'all so beautiful. Y'all just sharing the water I gave you 20 seconds.
Go water down there. I got some water.
Free so you can get some water. How y'all feeling this morning? All right. How about you? I'm good, girl. Okay, so this is my father, Sidney Kirk. He's been a musician here in Memphis for a very, very long time. Today we're going to sing some of his music that he wrote himself. This song was actually written before I was born. How many of you have ever missed somebody? Show of hands. Ever had anybody you missed? Somebody you might be ashamed to admit you missed? All right. This song is called Missing You. Missing you. Lately that's all I've been able to do. Never had a pain like this when I had your need. Please hurry back to me. I love you, my dear. Missing you. And I long to see your sweet smiling face. How I long to feel your tender embrace. How I long to hold you close to me. And suddenly I realize that I love you. And suddenly I realize that I need you. I need you. Need you. Missing you. And I hope and pray that you're doing well. I sit and wait to hear you ringing, ringing my bell, baby. This missing you is just like it's sad, but it's true that all I can do is just miss you. Missing you. Thank you.
The title of this song is You're the Melody and I'm the Song. Now, who knows what a song is without a melody?
Rap music.
Sometimes it's a good poem, sometimes not a good poem. But all songs have to have rhythm and melody. There's nothing else, you got to have that, okay? So, this is called You're the Melody and I'm the Song. You make my day a little bit brighter. You make my burden a little bit lighter. You make me happy whenever I'm near you. I love to hear you call my name, baby. I may be wrong, I think you're right for me. A love like this will last for eternity. Just loving you turns the winter to springtime. But in the meantime, just say you love me too. You are the song, I'm the song, you are the melody. When I'm with you, there's nothing but harmony. We've got the kind of love I've waited for so long. You're the melody and I am the song. You're the melody and I am the song. You're the melody and I am the song.
Yeah!
I want to say. Do you guys still have, anybody that know the school song?
Oh yeah, perfect way to end it. Yeah, sing a soul song, Mr. Kirk. Yeah, teach them today.
Y'all know that? Who knows the school song?
Teach them, Mr. Kirk. Teach them. Teach them. That's perfect way to end
Somebody
it.
who knows the school song, stand up. Okay, don't stand up there. I was going to give you some money, but I ain't going to do it now. I was going to give you some money for knowing the school song. But it's important that you... It's important that you know your school song. I'm going to make a copy of it and send it over here, and maybe next time somebody says who knows the school song.
Can you go ahead and sing it for us?
Yeah, I can.
That's a perfect way to end it. Y'all get on about y'all business.
I see truth.
You can sing.
I need somebody to hold the microphone.
Let me see. Oh, you can hold the mic on.
Okay, Miss Black. Okay, Miss Black.
All right, get up the black, yeah.
Clean that blue and go. Got it on.
Go ahead, cut up then. You better go do
You don't want to represent
Kobe Smith.